Welcome everyone in second tutorial. I am Fury22 and today I would like to show you the C++ basics in Cryengine. So let's get into that. First of all, what you need to know, I want to tell that I am not a programmer. I am just self self-learned kind of a guy who is just interested in coding and stuff. So I've learned a couple of programming languages on my own. Just I used I don't know, if I didn't know something, then I Google it, and it just I practice and I learned something. So this is not gonna be pro tutorial. This is just for the newbies, but I want you to be aware that I'm not gonna be explaining how C++ works. So if you want to start coding in Cryengine, you need to know some just real basics of C++. So you kind of understand what I'm doing. And yeah, I'm not gonna be teaching C++ itself just because I don't feel good enough to do that. So, I'm not teacher. I don't want to teach anyone wrong things. Since obviously, as I said, I am not a programmer. I'm just self-learned programmer, I would say. So, I do not know everything, and especially if it comes to theory, that's for me very, very, very hard to explain you why and how this works. So if you already know basic of C++, but you don't really know how to get into Cryengine, to start working on Cryengine from the C++ side, that's the video for you. So let's get into that. We're gonna create new project. A new project template is gonna be third person template. You can choose also first person, doesn't matter. We're gonna use third person in this case, and we're gonna call it C++ tutorials. Okay, create project then. Obviously we want C++ to be okay. Now we got our project opened. What we have to do to start C++ in Cryengine, you need to download two things and install them. Obviously, you want first of all you want Visual Studio from the original website. Oh, sorry, where the fuck did I press? Oh, okay. Obviously everything is in Polish language over here, but you don't really need to worry about it because I'm just gonna explain it. Visual Studio Professional. This is pretty much the same what we need, but this is a paid version of it. So this is it has 30 I think days of trial, so you can try it out, but you need to pay for it, and this is not cheap environment. So you want we want to work for free on the Cryengine, right? So we are just I don't know, simple straight people without a full pocket of money, so we want free version of it. So, and we don't really need features that this one offers, at least not for the purposes of this video. Also, this one is paid. This is just code editing, like a Notepad++, I believe. And what we need then is Visual Studio Community. This is a freeware software, and we're gonna use this. Then download it for free, and then install it. I'm not gonna be showing you how to install programs, because obviously if you're going into C++, then you probably already know how to install things. It's gonna look like that after downloading, and then you just double click it and obviously install it. In the end, it's gonna if you wanna run it, it's gonna ask you to create an account, which is like you have to do it to use it. But don't be worried, they're not gonna charge you anything since this is Visual Studio Community. This is a freeware version of it, and that's pretty much all we need. You create an account, you give them your email. Don't be worried about it. They're not gonna be sending you some spam or any stuff like that, unless you obviously want. Then they will probably ask you for the newsletter or something like that. But don't be worried about that. Just create an account. They're not gonna charge you anything. They're not gonna go after you. So once you install that, you want to install another thing. It's CMake. Also from the original website of the CMake. We're gonna go down here, and it depends what you don't want source. You want to have installer itself with the tools, right? So you need to choose your platform. Obviously, if you're working on Linux, I know nothing about Linux, so I'm not gonna help you. But this is Windows. So I got 64 bits. Then I would install that one, or zip file if you want. But I used MSI, so this is just you download it and you double click it and it will do everything for you pretty much. So I used this. You can use also that one if you have 32-bit system, right here. I'm not gonna also be going over installing CMake. As I said before, you already know how to install things. And after that, it would be good if you restart your computer, so everything gets into the system. And yeah, once you got that done, you are going into the C++. The newly created project, third-person shooter project. We're gonna press this sprocket over here, reveal and explore. Now it sends us inside of the main folder of our project. We want to right-click this and generate solution. It's gonna take a little while, so be patient. As you can see, it has identified my Visual Studio version. It's 2017. It's gonna take a little while, so the fastest machine you have, then it's probably gonna go faster. But just be patient. And don't be worried about the failed bullshit somewhere here. Not sure why is this failing, but in the end of the day, everything works. Okay, cool. As you can see, it has created solution folder, which we are going to go inside. All we're gonna need from here, our Visual Studio is gonna be able to open SLN file, which is solution file. We don't need anything else. Obviously, do not delete that, but just double click solution file. That's all you're gonna need. Minimize it and let it initialize. As you can see, it's loading projects. You got all the information over here initializing, so let it initialize. Do not, I mean, probably you can open, but just don't do it. Just hold on, wait. Once it's all being parsing, like you can see, parsing includes files, and once everything is done, it's gonna give you a ready message over here. So wait for the ready message, and yeah, as you can see, it says ready, so we can start working on the code. You got as I said, I'm not gonna be going over C++ basics itself, how the C++ works. I'm just gonna be going over C++ in Cryengine, so notice that. You got various files here, the player itself and player components, like this one would define how player view works, player movement, input and actions, blah blah blah. You got player plugin entities. In the first and third person shooter template, we got this kind of rifle thing that is shooting out balls that are being able to push around these boxes. Um, you got this weapon over here, weapon and the bullet. You can change the code, you can change the force of it, how strong they should go, how fast. You can change the model of it. You can create your own weapon if you want to, which we will probably do in the future. As I said, this is C++ part 1, and there will be more parts of it. I'm not sure how many. Probably if I have any feedback from you, and you give me some, you push me to do that, like just by watching my videos, then obviously I'm gonna create more and more. So we're gonna go inside of the player. In this video, all we're gonna do, we're gonna just try to show message in the console. That's it. We wanna see effects of our job. We wanna see if our code is actually being executed. So variables here. Let's go here. Post init. I think every entity inside of the Cryengine has this function. This is defined by the hierarchy. I mean, like the higher classes than obviously player class. It just C player class. It just is inheriting from the entity registrator, and like obviously if you go back to player.h, it's gonna be takes the functions from iSimpleActor. So and iSimpleActor comes from another function, iActorSystem, and so on and so on and so on, which these all functions, they are available for your player or for your entity. You don't have to use them all, but you can if you want any of them. So in player we got these, a couple of them already defined. We got initializing, which is setting game object, which is like it's just simple mechanism in the Cryengine that is creating, is giving your object ID and all the features that you can later physicalize it or whatever you want, or this is just initializing, as it says. It initializes things. We want to go here to post init, which is function that is being called after this one. Well, when all components are being already loaded, here is where we're gonna put our little code, our little message in the console. If this is being executed, then it means we can put there anything, like showing inventory system, or showing our interface, or ending the game, or whatever you want. We want to see if our code is executed at all. So we're gonna type in here the function in Cryengine that logs message in the console. For example, cry log always, and message will be or whatever. This code has been executed properly. Cool. If you see that sign over here, it means that your file that you are working on has been changed and hasn't been saved. So we want to save it now. Probably right click it. You can't save like this, so just edit or file and save player CPP. I'm using the shortcut Ctrl+S, that's why I don't know where to find it. Now you are sure that your code has stayed with the file, so you if anything crashes, then it's not gonna be lost. So we want to see if this code is executed, and if it is, then everything works. We can put there, I don't know, we can make other function that will, uh, like it does with the weapon. It shoots out some things. Uh, it gives weapon to the player. It removes weapon from the player. Drops. It picks up whatever you want. Um, as long as you know that this code is executed, you can start understanding the basics, which I'm gonna cover in the next video. But this time, let's see what it does. We want to run it with the debugger attached. You can obviously go inside of your project and just launch editor or launch game, but anyways, we're not gonna be doing this now. You want this to actually have effect on your game. Saving this file will not do anything. As you know, C++ needs to be compiled, and to compile it, you right click it on the project and press build it and see what it does. It's gonna take a while for the first time. Every second time gonna be much quicker, just because it's gonna this is first compilation of our solution, and it's gonna compile everything. Once this everything is compiled, then it's gonna compile only file that you are messing with. Generate the code and see what it does. Have we got any errors? 2 succeeded, 0 failed, 0 up to date. Up to date is very cool feature, because if there is something unchanged, computer is not gonna take his time to compile it once again. As long as it's up to date, then it's not gonna take additional time. So succeeded. There is no errors over here, so it should work. Yeah, this code should be executed. Let's see. As I said before, you can run it here, launch editor or generate solution. Oh, sorry, not generation. You can launch game or editor, but we're not gonna be doing this. You can do. It's nothing wrong with it. It's gonna work. It just we want to be able to catch the mistakes in the code that we've made, and which are compiled. And in order to do that, you want to have to run the game with the debugger attached, which is here. Load Windows debugger. Just left click it once. It's gonna load a couple of DLL files for the first time. Every second time is gonna be much quicker, as well as building it is gonna be also much quicker. So let's see what it does. Once it's loaded, it's gonna run our game, and we can see if our code has been executed. So wait a little bit now. Hold on. My computer is not too quick, so just be patient, please. Yeah, as you can see, nothing crashes. Our game works fine. So let's open the console and see if our code has been executed. Nothing here. Yeah, this code has been executed properly. So we have our message. So this code has been actually executed, which means we did not fail. Everything has been good, and yeah, we were able to write our first simple. I know it's simple, it's very simple, but as it says in the title, it's C++ basics. So all we wanted to do in this tutorial is just write some little code and try to execute it in the Cryengine. So that's pretty much everything for today. In the next C++ basic video, we're gonna, I don't know, we will see, but we are gonna create something more complicated. I might cover maybe action maps. yeah, I could do action maps, which is when you press the button, whatever, something happens. So I can do that or whatever you want. Then let me know in the comments. Give me some ideas. Obviously, I can't pull them out of my ass. Mm, Give me some ideas what you want, and I'll try to cover that if I am able to. Obviously. So that's pretty much all for today. Thank you for watching, and hope to see you in the next video. See you later.